We said they were coming off the back of LA, which obviously gives them that caveat that they're a bit more easier to read. We're bringing the drafts back onto screen. And then Liquid, we loved moments of what we saw from them, but other moments not so hot.
I also really like that they're banning out the techies. I was playing some code names with Blitz yesterday, and I was just like, yeah, you guys better ban techies. You better do it. He's like, I don't know. I'm like, you better do it. The hero's really dumb.
Why is he saying I don't know?
But like, the thing is with the techies pick is...
Well, he makes a good point. Sorry, which is that you don't want to just give away like a free ban and just say forever and ever you've got to ban techies against VP. But in this specific instance,
exactly,
yeah, you ban techies.
The only like switch that you might offer up is will VP first phase it? Because like the time that they were offered it up in the first phase, they didn't pick it. They went
it was
second
later
phase,
on.
right?
True.
So the question is, do you run that potential risk of are they going to open with it? Maybe if they're first pick, they will because they can end the draft with it. If they're second pick, probably not. Like there are a lot of ways that you can maybe mind game it. It's just a question: do you want to run that risk of playing that game?
The thing is, it's not like a meatbow where it's like, okay, you want to first do this meatbow, this brood. Like we have
it's a support.
Techies turns the game into something else. It's not Dota anymore. Yeah. And I will say for the record, I told Blitz if he doesn't ban it and they pick it and then VP wins, I will mock him mercilessly on the panel.
I'd mock him as well. I'd join in on that. I watched that Techies game and was just like, well, this is not acceptable, is it?
Yeah, man. TI5 EG got a huge lead because they could play techies, and you had to ban it because otherwise you just don't have enough time to figure it out to worry about counter-picking a 4 position. It just doesn't work.
And the thing is, right, when you're looking at this matchup, I certainly believe as well, Virtus Pro are going to come with more of an A game than what we've seen in the group stages. They got through the group stages, they made their way through it. Now we're at playoff stages, they know which teams they're going up against. Yep. They'll be well aware of what needs to happen. But I'm so glad that Team Liquid have given them that respect in the techies play.
Like, the real thing going in VP's favour, I think, is the previous game that they've played, they've had a techies game, and then they've had 4 games in which they've had Spectre as the carry, right?
Yes.
So they've not really had to reveal, like, oh, we're playing this style, we're literally just playing Spectre game. Or what else we put? Spectre game. And it's like, they're not really showing anything, right? So there's potential that they could easily just bring something that we haven't really seen too much, because they've just saturated their drafts pretty much. But I found a new love for Grimstroke over the day off. That's all I've been playing, and I've just fell in love. I didn't truly appreciate the Grimstroke. Like, obviously in theory, you like push out wave team fight, but then when you play it, it's like melting butter. It's just smooth.
Yeah, it's just a solid pick, and it's pretty standard opener from both teams. You get your support hero and your off lane initiator. I feel like I can't give the edge to either team because both of these supports seem better with the teams that have selected them. I love Liquid's Grimstroke. I think Insania and Taiga both play it phenomenally, and it complements their playstyle. Same goes with Solo and his Oracle. This just activates Rezo and No One so they can play more aggressively. It just both teams look better when this is their support opener. So,
but in terms of like the way it shapes up, VP, when I've seen them been playing, they play a lot like kind of not on the back foot, but they like to play out a longer game, right? And you can see from their opening, their support and offlane pick, they're somewhat like defensive heroes. They have the ability to be aggressive, but in essence, they're defensive. Look at Liquid though; they're pretty much all out aggression in offlane and their support, right? So you have pretty much one team wanting to be the aggressor, one team being like the defensive lineup right now. So that's how I see this opening, and yeah, that's why it looks so strong.
Yeah. And I like VP. They ban out the Lone Druid. I can understand Liquid's hesitance to open with it because his first 2. I do think that one game, I think they ended up winning it, but where they nearly lost with their Lone Druid mid. Quite
that was series we were on.
Yeah. I think that put a little fear into him. Like, we can't just get away with picking this hero blindly. But do not give it to them on the 4th pick, especially in this sort of scenario.
Yeah, I think it's early days to try and think about the first phase, like Lone Druid. We've not seen enough of it to really have prominence, and it's not too dominating.
Does it show their hand too much if they would first pick him?
In a way, I think their big benefit is that, usually Koifa and Mikkei's hero pools overlap, but typically it's always Koifa on the Lone Druid, and it's most likely going to be mid. Again, just typical... it's like watching a chess opening at this point. Either team with a huge advantage. Yeah, Mars, you have this big team fight, so VP, they want to have a Phoenix Egg to, deny it to Liquid. You cannot give that combo.
Exactly.
But now you've got this tool to sort of counteract the big AoE control, and then Weaver, one of the best heroes at killing the egg.
But like right now, in terms of the draft, it's been like VP pick up the Centaur, knowing that the natural response will be a Mars, right? And then VP pick up the Phoenix, knowing that potentially for Liquid, you need an egg hitter, right? So it's like Kyle said, it's pretty much like a chess opening right now. Unlike other drafts where it's like, oh, we're going to flex this and that. It's very much, all right, we're showing our hand, you have to, okay, so.
Yeah, it's like you're taking away.
Doing this. Yeah.
They're like, but you can't have that now because we're going to use it. Yes, we're in this situation to deal with.
And if you want to think about like the advantages right now, I think I'd kind of shift more towards Liquid, just because I think that...
Laning phase?
Yeah, laning phase, and also you have this reset with the Weaver. We've said it so many times, and VP aren't showing anything that really can punish that. They don't really have silences. They don't have anything to catch the backline, no stuns and supports. Like, it's very easy for them to pop
I think it's really key. I love this Weaver hero for Liquid as well because they can play it on Mickey. We saw Nigma in the tiebreaker yesterday against OGC and have an off-lane mind control Weaver just go off.
But the change in build, that was the key thing, right?
That too.
Yeah.
The thing about having this against Oracle is that is a very... ambitious Terrorblade with 2 heroes remaining for Liquid.
That's bold.
Weaver, when you're playing against Oracle, I feel like you want to have your own hard save, hard reset, and the Weaver Eggs gives you that. Because otherwise it's just significantly easier for VP to play Dota because their initiation's uncountered, yours is. And I think this Weaver is a great pick, but...
Is Morphling banned?
I don't think so.
No, just Morphling here?
You Morphling? I could see Liquid last picking a Zeus. I think, Ember's out of the pool, but...
Okay, but so let's... Looking at the reason for the TB pick, when you think about classic carries that can lane up against this Mars, TB high armor hero can always push out the wave at high levels, can retreat to jungle if needed, but in terms of just the lane, he doesn't really feel much pressure. You ship out more regen.
Especially if you go the Tarrasque build.
Exactly, yeah. And like the Weaver, again, it's very much like right click, you play off Germinate, maybe the odd Sakuchi, but when you have the Oracle there, kind of keeping you alive, it's very hard to take.
It's a really tough lane to deal with if you can't absorb the damage. And that standard DK, we talked about, DM rather, speaking about how much they respect the hero, but VP are going to be confident playing against it. The thing about Mars Weavers, you have so much minus armor and physical damage potential, you're never going to be able to trade with the heroes. So you just ignore the damage and farm. And that's what Terrorblade can do really well, especially with an Oracle behind him. The concern here is just Liquid. Now with double strength core, all of a sudden VP look low on damage.
Yeah, I think if Liquid, I'd be maybe banning out Invoker, because I think that would just completely destroy Liquid's draft. It puts the stop to their push, it gives it enough time for TV to come online, and also just enough control that it fixes your draft.
Yeah,
another hero as well, maybe Kunkka, could be a good pick for them, but again, they are blast picks, so we can answer that one later.
I could see that. I'm afraid of giving anybody with a VP tag Kunkka after watching FM play it, so just maybe stay away from that one.
Keep that off. Don't give them a chance to go crazy with that.
I think Zeus is really a possibility. No, I lied. They have a Dragon Knight. It could be a Weaver core, and then you go for a last pick Taiga hero, but I don't think there's value there.
Yeah, the question is,
don't you just Morphling?
Yeah, that's my point, right? Don't you just Morphling? Unless there's like some... Okay, think about the
I'm sure if you're Liquid, you're thinking like, what's the catch here?
Yeah.
You know? Like,
something's not working.
Why are they giving this to us?
Okay, so they ban Necro.
I could see Gyro as a possibility, but I really think you just get Troll or Morph. But Morphling, to your point, just looks better, especially if I have Mickey on my team.
That's the point. Whew. This is where they're just going to go for like something random that we just did.
Can be a curveball thrown your way.
Yeah, it's because it's a Terrorblade, and you have effectively all physical damage right now on the side of Liquid. So you want whatever this last core is to at least be able to deal mixed damage. And the reason Morph is so good is because you'll have hard save behind him. You can play really aggressively with the lineup you have, and you have that E-Blade to actually deal with the Terrorblade.
And at the start of the draft, when I mentioned how you have the discrepancy in like aggressive and defense, it's like if you're playing with aggression, you naturally can go for a greedier carry because you're playing the pocket of space that your aggression creates. When you're playing against defense, how do they really put the pressure on? Because again, like I said, you're playing against like that forward momentum from the opponent. So that's why I like potentially a greedier pickup from Liquid. And then especially because you have like the single core type lineup, well, not single core, but the Weaver, it's very easy to pick.
You could PL as well.
Yeah, that's illusions that do pretty well. PL, yeah, very good. Is it like... is it too counterable though? Like, just pick up like a casual Leshrac and then you're like, nice game, mate.
Yeah,
you have the Oracle to pair with the Leshrac, it's kind of scary.
I would still, I mean, look, Morph seems like the best pick, but you really never know. They also have the potential to flex the Weaver.
For a Ricky as well.
Throw in you could Weaver offlane Mars 4, or Weaver carry and pick an offlaner here.
Oh, we fell into the flex trap.
I don't know.
It started off non-flex. Now we're flexing it all.
We're back in half hour. We can't break down a flex draft.
This is the problem. Sometimes there is such a thing as having too much time for your last pick. If you start going through all these different permutations, is that a Clinks carry?
Flex, Kyle. Flex.
I
Don't
feel
fall
like
into the trap.
this has got to be a Weaver for Mickey now, I feel. And that's going to be a Clinks off lane with the Mars, perhaps just to apply more pressure. It's really good against Oracle, I will say.
No, that's actually
you just hunt him. It's also really good against Phoenix because you just pop it invis, boom, smack the egg. It could just be Clinks carry. It could be Clinks mid. You really have options here as Liquid. You can lane it as you desire.
Yeah, but also if it is that support, you can go Solar Crest and then unlock your Roshan. It then means that you're pretty much never scared of egg, and so I like the potential flex.
Crit is like 10,800 MMR, and he plays Clinks like 30% of the time on all rolls. So wherever it goes, I believe in it, and you've got to imagine Liquid confident enough to last pick it. They've probably been scrimming with it recently. I'm sure they had success there.
Everyone's playing it. Everyone's playing it, Pops.
So what's Virtus Pro missing then to secure this draft correctly?
A way of pretty much stopping the aggression. This is why I still kind of like the Invoker, just because it's when you get to the tower, you park the Centaur.
I'm not a huge fan. I think you need something that's durable in its own right. I'd much prefer a Kunkka or something with durability.
Yeah,
because
it's either those two.
Yeah, and you want also the X against these really mobile invis cores is really nice. It's too on brand for VP.
Nice.
It protects your Terra Blade. Your supports don't have that much catch. And more importantly, this Clinks and this Weaver can't just smack you down and kill you. So I like this. You know Liquid's going to be playing aggressive in the mid game. Now you've got the tools to combat it. I actually like the VP lineup. To me, this Clinks is the X factor. I have no idea what his role or performance will be.
Well, I think the main thing is for it's you don't have because you have this defensive type matchup where it'll be Oracle and TB. No one can ever pressure the Clinks. He's always going to be able to right click. So Oracle won't really be in lane. That means the Mars, you should have a decent time. It's going to be pretty hard potentially. Again, that's if Clinks is support, right? It just depends on the lanes, but I like the stability of VP's draft and the fact that they have played so many games that they can wait for that 30-40 minute mark and then just turn it around. I
will say though, the Liquid can just play with so much aggression. You'll have a Clink scan out the map, Grimstroke boost the Mars. If you get a fast blink up on this DK Mars combo, there's no real VP counterplay. If they're Oracle or Phoenix die at the start of a fight, they're over. Plus, it's a lot more cooldown dependent. You have to play around meta, you have to play around Centaur ult, Boat, Oracle ult, whereas Liquid, it's once again these cooldown machines. Just Grimstroke, Mars, DK, go, 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 with the invis cores to provide damage.
So what are we thinking then? Which way are we going? Starting with you, Kyle.
I'm going to go with Liquid.
Okay. T-Guff, give me your reasons why and who you picking. I'm
going to go with Liquid because as Kyle's talking, I realised it's Koikova, mean Clinks player. And I think just we saw before how a mid Clinks on Na'Vi was able to sweep the map. And what does TB not like playing against? Your map being swept, your jungle being invaded non-stop. So I think Clinks and this general ability to end the game early, I think Liquid will just take it.
And that's like Kunkka is really your only threat on VP. Liquid have 4.
Well, let's keep it moving. Thank you very much, guys, for your forward to Lyrical and Trent. You guys are standing by for your first playoff game here at the Pushka League. Firstly, how excited are you? And secondly, which way do you think this is going? Because these guys think it's Liquid all the way.
I'm super excited. I can't wait, Banks. It's amazing. And I do have to say, it feels like VP, they're building this draft that everybody understands. Liquid kind of broke our analysts a little bit. They're talking about position 4 Mars and things like that. Trent, I'm kind of digging the VP lineup myself. How are you feeling about it?
It's put together, you know what everyone's supposed to do, but it's a little slow. And I think in these times, you look at those heroes on Liquid, and I have thoroughly enjoyed watching the Taiga Weaver. So I'm very glad they did not go for wild shenanigans in terms of these roles being moved around, because the way they use that Inkswell with the Weaver, I swear every time they hit Inkswell on Taiga, he hits 4 people when it bursts. The guy's ravaging entire teams while he Shikujis through them, and they've just abused that endlessly throughout this tournament.
Yeah, it's been really strong. And obviously, everybody thinks about the Weaver Aghanim Scepter and how much that just wrecks teams when they go all in on one of those cores and then they get saved. A lot of talk, by the way, going on between these two organizations. It should be said that I think that resolution is kind of like the tie that binds a lot of these groups together. Obviously, you know, him and Blitz go way back, and then obviously the teams themselves have played together a lot and know each other. So there's a little bit of casual trash talk / respect going on. You like to see it at the start of this. How's quarantine life? Look at it. They're just having a talk now. This is going to become a podcast.
Real nice. Blitz is stuck in America. Couldn't be better. Damn.
Got him. Yeah, there's one thing that we can all agree on. That's, you know, a little bit of casual flame for the coaches.
Wow.
You love to see it.
Oh my God. Not so much casual anymore. Now it's just outright.
I hope that it's not going out to the stream, or maybe it is that it's going out to the stream. Anyways,
they're seeing it.
Yeah, so a little bit of a change up from what was. That's the best. That's the best. I love that.
The best flame is the empty flame.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that one a lot. Some caster. So the thing I was going to say is it's actually going to be a Mickey Clinks instead. So that's a little bit of a departure from what I think we've seen a lot, more often than not when it's been in pro games. Just kidding, I love you, William. And more often than when it's been in pro games, it's been the mid Clinks. So this is going to be a little bit of a different. It's popular.
They're still talking about. It's like he's going to say. I think the level's on a DK, right? Going. Sometimes they've fallen off because, for example, replace this Clinks with a Terror Blade, and it's like because then the TV's and ready to attribute damage to Blinks up. But, prepared by the time the initial Clipper to just start running all over this map, and
That was
concerned about
a DK with the Clinks. Maybe that means that you get more space for Boxy to farm up and get towards his Blink Dagger or whatever that big first item that he is, while those two are running around and trying to find kills together. I don't know. I'm curious to see how it works. Or maybe they just give Taiga a ton of farm.
oh, Taiga's gonna these early outpost battles are just so pointless.
Yeah. It's annoying though, right? You give them a little bit of like, it's frustrating. A little thing to slow them down.
I like it's just asserting dominance, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not really gaining too much here, but they're flexing on you. They're gonna take your bounty runes.
Definitely. Keep the rest of it back. They do bring over Taiga too, so the Inkswell Sakuchi combo is ready to go if they want to make it happen right at the start.
The battle begins.
I mean, this is a point where it actually does kind of matter holding in that outpost, because now they don't know necessarily where they're at, and it looks like it's going to be a trade-off there. 2 bounty runes apiece.
Oh, solo. Oh no, my friend.
Uh-oh.
Not the way to go.
Oh, actually taking that Stroke of Fate first. Looking for the rundown. Can't quite get the body block off.
I mean, it's still just so much damage for nothing. Like, that's it. That's a salve now for solo instead of LTW.
That's a good point. Yeah. We'll see how much you can get done. Weaver and Mars feels like it's a decent amount of magical harassment, at the very least, on the LTW, which might be annoying.
Yeah, no early Blightstone for Taiga though, as he's rushing the urn. So sometimes you'll see that when you like know that you have a really good poking lane versus like this Oracle, because he just wants like Fortune's End you. But if you just like walk at him when he only has 2 armor, you're gonna have a pretty good time. But Taiga is more concerned about catching some creep waves and pulling them off to the side. So gonna be a whole lot of just dashing away from each other down there and throwing out Fortune's Ends.
Yeah. Well, he actually doesn't want to go into Sakuchi right now either. Wants to keep this creep wave alive as long as possible, but he's taking some punches coming on in. There are a lot of them there. And with another Fortune's End backup, Taiga, I mean, if he gets rooted by this, he's taking a lot of damage. Man, that was living life on the edge there.
Yeah, no salve or anything either. Just has that last tango and his stick to work with. So this is a very expensive way to reset the lane. Have they dealt with the creep camps at all? They have not. So you managed to do some creep shenanigans, but you still have both these camps available for pulls.
Insania taking some punches from Resolution, dives in all the way, and with 13 retaliate stacks, they find that kill onto Insania. First blood.
Phoenix Centaur, Rubik Centaur. Centaur seems to be the best pairing offlaner right now for these just obnoxious pressure lanes. Try and slow down the enemy carry. And of course, when we know that they kind of want this aggro carry, trying to slow down his support and then apply pressure to the carry is pretty much the only impact these two can have up here.
Yeah, and you know, one of the nice things that you do have is at least Mickey very high damage, not a ton of armor on Resolution early on, but it does look like he's still going to be able to sort of tank through it. But be curious if we see like an early Blightstone maybe even on the Clinks, but for now just sort of favoring more of that regen. Actually, he's kind of getting ran at here. Would have been good for Rezo, but doesn't quite work out. Now Mickey is the one that can be a little bit more aggressive, get that Ink Swell onto Resolution, but they can't quite bring him down.
I think just part of the problem is that Clinks' sole damage source is the Searing Arrows, and of course, you know, Retaliate is there, so it's always going to be this game that you have to trade off there. Rezo doesn't have really any great ways of regen. There's no like spamming, so he couldn't get a stick, so he just has to rely on tangos. He's probably ferrying up more regen now, and yeah, he's got 3 more tangos with his bracer.
Well, kind of an interesting start to this game. We haven't talked about mid at all. Insania is actually trying to run down Zayats a little bit here, but well, maybe he can go for him. Phantom's Embrace in some trouble. Right click's coming in. Zayat's going to go for the dive away and salve back up. And that's going to be Insania going down yet again. That was a sick play by Zayat.
Man, Retaliate is so good. And it's always going to be full because the Clinks is trying to pressure you. It's like, yeah, at least he's going to have like super high charges all the time. Don't have to like tank tower shots or anything.
Well, and this is why I think we saw like Oracle is such a good answer for the Centaur early, just to like purge off the Retaliate stacks when they get built up, or the Enchantress, or one of those other answers. But in this lane, they really don't have any way to deal with Resolution as no one goes down mid. I was about to talk about this. Quake's been playing this lane super good. He's been able to get a couple of different rounds of denies on range creeps, and now he finds a solo kill at level 5 on Dragon Knight. Like, what?
I guess he got him with the Dragon Tail and a bunch of right clicks according to our recap. Maybe he just missed a torrent or something going for a range creep, but yeah, that's pretty brutal. That is not something you see very often from no one, and everyone's been talking up Quake about how he's kind of owning in the mid lane lately, and well, there you go. No one was, I know our panel was talking about him just being such an incredible mid laner that maybe gets a little undervalued in some circles.
Look at that. Look at that, dude.
He's getting worked.
He just comes on in, gets the Dragon Tail, gets the deny afterwards. I mean, that is a solo kill with Breathe Fire level 1. That's 90 damage. Like,
yeah, I don't really have a good explanation.
Holy crap. Up top again. Zayat. Oh, Mickey actually is the one that's going to be in some trouble here. Can they bring him down first? No. So Zayat will die eventually, but Insania might also go down. Look at Resolutions, dude. Hits super hard. Needs one more punch. Is going to be in time. Does get that extra damage out there. It's dangerous. That's going to be a salve up. A lot of damage coming in from the tower, and now fully encapsulated by the creeps. Insania, I don't know if they're going to have enough to bring him down, though. They can't. He just gets away.
And now Zayats might even make it to the bounty runes first here as well. So they're chasing them back behind the tower.
You should have known.
Yummy, yummy. Yeah, he's getting them.
Side lane's not... I mean, his last hits are okay on the Clinks, but I'm going to guess his net worth's probably not so hot right now, is it? It's about 2k. He's basically even with the Centaur, despite having like double the last hits.
Okay. So the main lane going well right now is Quakefa in the mid, who's having a really nice time. And going actually just for Soul Ring and then one Bracer with the wand coming out next. So I guess a little bit more spam and keeping his mana up. The call for him. Okay. Forced to go invis. They have the dust though, slowing him down. Stun is there, and did he pop res? Oh, he did pop Retaliate first. So Mickey is going to go down here eventually. Maybe not. Death Pact. Yeah, he's super dead. Taiga trying to play a little bit of cleanup there. They run down Zayat. Will be able to find that kill. Now trying to chase down the Centaur as well. With the Sakuchi through, the more minus armor is finally going to be worn out and blocking the way. Resolution manages to sneak on through there. And so they, again, won't be able to punish the Centaur.
Yeah, Taiga only level free at the moment too, so just like not that much damage to help out with. I guess the bottom lane hasn't been going that great for him, or he's just been like dodging some of the XP, because I see Boxy's 5 and closing in on 6. He's probably just been like handing over a lot of the XP, maybe roaming a little bit down there for the runes.
Yeah, and, well, I think that...
Dude, this tower is dead mid.
Is it? Oh, wow.
Yeah, it is so low. They're forcing a rotation at a solo. But Taiga's here as well, and I mean, this is what, 1,340 damage? All right, they're bringing in Rezo too.
You can't afford to lose this one right now. Quake has been your main winner in this lane so far. The rotation coming from Taiga. Control is there. A big old Tidebringer hit Quake, but trying to get away the Sun Ray. Every damn person coming mid.
This reminds me of when Viper was last popular, right? They had like the 7 or 8 minute, 4 or 5 man gank mid just to shut that guy down. They hear like so strong early. Taiga. Nah, he got the courier, and I think he's out.
Damn, the skin of his teeth. Gets away from there. Okay.
That was an excellent rotation, though. I love bringing the Centaur in for that, because there's no other way that you're going to get that kill, and it's so important to shut him down, because it saved that tower. That tower was dead to rights at that point. Oh, yeah. Insania stealing these. I couldn't get away from the tower, dude. Sorry.
Not bad.
Oh, now no one's going to get that one? Oh, come on, guys.
You know, this is what happens.
Yeah. See, that's why you don't break up the flow of things. Some creep just ends up dying all by its lonesome.
So it
bottom lane is spooky. They have the arena, like, potentially available here. So I think that's why our TB's like, yeah, I'm out.
Right. Well, and giving a little bit more, solo experience to solo here is always nice as well. But Boxy, I mean, he could think about just going for this one if he wants to. There's nobody else nearby to help him, though. And it looks like instead they want to try and set up for resolution. But Rezo kind of sifts out the danger and is staying pretty far back. Without a Mars Arena up here, he can always just stampede away.
And Solo just getting all this is amazing down here right now.
Yeah.
Like, he just needs like 100 more damage. Boxy's going to try. Let's see.
Okay. Chase runs away. They force the rotation from no one, trying to get that root down. He has an X level 2, and that is enough. And now Boxy, I think he's just dead. They have the damage for him. So again, it feels just a little bit off by Liquid. You know, they make the smoke rotation up top, but can't really find anything, and then they lose Boxy bottom. But at least they will get that mid tier 1 tower.
Yeah, they kind of just traded the attention in that case. I would like to see Taiga getting something, though, because he's still level 3.
Yeah.
After all that, he needs to find something. I guess he's just basically paired up with Insania now, and they're saying that, like, it's okay, you're just an Inkswell bot, dude, it's fine.
They're bringing in everybody over to mid. 4 heroes from Liquid. Not sure if that's scouted, but they will be underneath this observer award. They see all of Liquid moving over, but they're getting sandwiched. VP is showing up for this.
There's no
You
boat.
guys gotta be careful. Chased is coming. They have no boat for 30, but they will find Solo at the very beginning, try and bring him down. So he does die, but now control onto Grimstroke. Zayat's nearby as well. Doesn't have level 6 yet. As Taiga gets a little bit more aggressive. Punch coming through. Doesn't have another right click onto Zayat, but it looks like Taiga should be able to run him down with one more hit in the Geminated attack. Misses uphill. Oh no! But he's still going to find the kill. Get behind the tier 3 towers. Nobody's going to come for you anyways. So that works out for Liquid.
Yeah, that's a good dive. Just knowing that the boat wasn't ready, because obviously they just use it to kill Boxy down the bottom lane. So I know prior to that, yeah, he's still quite a ways ahead. No one is almost level 10. He's past 9.5 right now, as Koikba is just closing in on level 9. But he is getting tower pressure down right now. Well, they're going to rotate LTW towards the top lane and apply some free pressure to this tower. Will Insania die? That is the question.
Oh, I think the answer is yes.
They're friends, though. They got heroes.
Okay, Quake shows up, tries to bring down Resolution. They don't have the arena yet again, but they do have vision onto Rezo as he's trying to run away from there. No one. Could be setting up for a really big boat here if they're not careful. And yeah, it looks like the rest of Liquid are going to back out.
It's like the exact opposite of the rotations that VP had, where they're like successfully getting these kills and these punishes.
Oh, Zayat. They find him. Level 6 can time. Yes, they will. Big kill there. Now the arena finds on a no one. He throws the boat though, so he's gonna have that buff on him afterwards. Can no one survive through this? Boat buff is really OP, but there are a lot of heroes chasing no one down. And well, with the spear back up again in a second, no one's gonna have to put on his Jukensus. Tries to run away. Spear comes through though, and then that's gonna be the eventual kill.
Well, pressure mid lane, though, I believe, with the catapult and the TB, and they're going to take that mid tower.
Okay.
I think that just fell, at least.
Oh, the dire mid tier one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, state of the game, I'm kind of feeling like Resolution's fallen behind a little bit in the last couple of minutes. But the rest of VP is definitely up on top of that net worth chart. Anything you're really concerned about? Like, you were worried about the levels earlier a little bit.
I think in terms of like Liquid's game, like we should be mostly looking at Liquid because they're the ones that are going to be driving this early game. Like they're the ones that have more pressure on them, I think, to rotate and make kills, which already is a bit of a problem when you're down in kills and it feels like you're getting out-rotated in comparison to the TB responses from Virtus Pro. But overall, I mean, their Tricore is fairly high in net worth. Like they're not like abysmally behind or something. Like they're actually leading in net worth theoretically right now. So I think it's just time to start making some plays. Get this Blink Dagger up on Koikva, and in you go. And it's going to be on mostly jumping on a solo, right? So those team fights will look like mid-game scouting to the back line, trying to find solo, identify where the Oracle is, and then you have the Blink initiation on the Oracle, and then you got to watch for that counter initiation of either the boat or the egg, and have to have a response kind of canned for each of those.
Got it. Well, they do see no one here, and he's going to find Insania while they're getting a little bit aggro onto the TB. Trade his life for a courier. Seems like a decent trade.
I feel like he just keeps doing that. His allies are just dying. He's like, "But the courier, guys. It's okay."
The value was lost. I'm sure it's fine. 1-5 and 2 Grimstroke doesn't seem bad at all. But yeah, interesting start to this one. Liquid kind of playing a map control game down bottom as well. You can see this ward up on the high ground. They don't quite have the range to spot out the other observer ward, which currently Taga is under. And he's actually going for that spirit vessel first. Interesting. Okay. We saw that from him before too.
Yeah, pretty good first item on the Weaver. You're just constant looking to be involved, and you have double heals. They have the Dispel of the Oracle, which is kind of annoying, and then you know you're going to be getting a Manta on the TV, but either way, still very adverse to the Oracle and the Phoenix heals.
Foxy holding on to this tower, but the rotation is coming. They find him. Our Power Ranger's going to show up to this one. Resolution gets the stun. They're TPing in on the other side of it. Foxy barely living, but the Stampede also going to be used now. And they will kill off Foxy, but have they dove in too deep? Clinks is showing up afterwards. The Supernova's down. They jump forward, try and kill it off. They will be able to. Now leashed up together. The stun goes out with the Dragon Tail onto both. Already, they've only lost the Mars, but no one is going to be another one to fall. Trying to armlet toggle his way out of here, but he will eventually burn down dead. Again, Liquid, great reactions.
Yeah, he had the double damage over time, I think, going there from both the urn as well as the dragon. So even when he tried to toggle, he just died.
Yeah. Well done.
Yeah, that was a very ambitious egg. I liked it, though. I guess he kind of just went all in. Like, he could have just left, and they probably both would have died, but he tried to make the turnaround play. It's another courier. All right, Tog, I see you. you got some pretty good snipes. I'll give you that.
I want to check out his fantasy points real quickly. Oh, that Weaver, where he's killing it. Top 4.
Can't take up the fantasy rune, though. So, what good is he really? Yeah.
All right, so bounties looks like it's going to be another round of trade-offs. ILTW got the other one down bottom. And Blink Dagger done for Centaur now, too. So this is... It's not like the tank up and get big game. This is the run at you game. It feels like for both teams.
Yeah, I foresee many missed spells with like 3 blinks just suddenly appearing. Like I think these fights are going to be very messy.
Yeah.
You know? We have some things that are guaranteed in the X, and then everything else is just kind of out there.
Right. Well, and I mean, even the X isn't necessarily guaranteed when you've got things like the silence coming out from, you know, the Grimstroke. Is he in trouble?
Yeah.
Yes, he is. Resolution, gotta get away. Oh, the juke. Oh, he reinserts the shit.
Where's the Stingler going?
He'll get the kill eventually. Man, that was funny.
And Stanley had full faith in Boxy, and he was like, was my faith misplaced? Like, what's going on over there?
Ooh, Inkswell onto the Clanks. LTW. They're bringing in some more heroes, though. If they can bring him down, catch him to the tree. Can they keep him alive long enough? No, it's not going to happen. Solo was so close.
Oh, no.
I mean, you want to go in, you want to save your core, but sometimes it's better just to give it up for dead. You should have known better as they kill off the poor old Oracle. Just going to let him sit there for a second while Mickey gets the finish.
Yeah, not worth the thing. He wouldn't survive. And it's a very long cooldown. All right, things happening right now for Liquid. This is what they definitely need. It is not a end-all be-all. It's not like the game's just over. Killing the TB is pretty huge, though. That's obviously like the prime target, and you wouldn't even be expecting them to really find him, honestly. Like, he's such a hard in these situations because you know that he's just going to be trying to play the exact opposite side of the map from where you are.
Right.
Solo's actually starting to circle up top, so I don't know if he's thinking like, Rezo, take that thing. That's going to draw them bottom, then we're going the hell up there. That seems to be the plan.
Well, he definitely drew the bottom. Plan succeeded, at least in this first part of it. Yeah, it's interesting because, I mean, the other thing that you could see there is, like, I think back to that nerf that Oracle had a while ago to the range of False Promise.
Yeah.
And how much that could have made the difference there. Like, if you get the ulti off on LTW, suddenly he has a Sunder to turn that whole thing around. But it did not work out that way. And now instead, Virtus Pro down 4,000 net worth. And they're going to try and take over this jungle, but it looks like Liquid coming in to farm this out before they get here.
They still do have giant counter initiation spells. And again, there is still that pressure on Liquid to make a lot of these initiations. So, a 4 or 3k lead is not safe when you're playing aggro into a team that has things like Boat and the Egg. So they got to make sure they're doing it cautiously, and they really want that like instant destruction of a hero.
Ooh, they see this ward, though. They see the ward. It's underneath the sentry. Do they have vision of Mickey? Not quite. Actually, it's behind that tree. Dude, that ward placement is awesome. They get all the vision there. So Resolution is caught out away from the rest of his squad. Doesn't even manage to get anything off from that. And now, VP are in a terrible position. They're wanting to walk forward into this one, still underneath the sentry, or the turnaround on a Quakeba. Gonna blow him up right at the start of the Mars Arena. Now the Supernova down. They will eventually be brought down. The spear connects onto Kunkka, and LTW has to just run away, hoping that he can escape. But Boxy chases down no one. They'll find that kill as well. Damn, Liquid are doing it.
Yeah, that ward was filthy. There's so many sentries down. They were trying to find that Clinks, and even when they spotted Mick, it didn't matter. Again, just they get solo. I mean, Quakefoot died, I think, like 2 seconds after popping his ulti. He did 19 damage that team fight, so I think Liquid definitely able to clean that one up after they expend so much just to bring down Quakefoot.
How do you do 19 damage?
I don't know if the recap is quite right. It says he used Breathe Fire and Dragon Tail, so I got a lot of questions. I'll just blame it on, maybe it was Fate's Edict or something. We'll go with that.
I guess it could just be the Dragon Tail damage, too. Like, reduced by a bunch of things.
I don't know. We'll let it go.
Beta. It's all good. And Grimstroke next, Insania. He's got big dreams for himself after finishing the Aether Lens. Wants to just go straight Aghanims, which does sound disgusting against LTW. That sounds amazing. They can get to that.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the games where I've had Grimstroke lately, it hasn't been that good, and I keep wanting to see the Aghanims build, but yeah, this is the dirty one. It's just any Agi carry that just builds stats, that's the kind of game you're looking for, and that's what TB's all about, right? You see any plus green numbers on this hero? I don't think so.
Nope, not at all. Well, Solo gets brought down super quick by Mickey, and this is that point in the game where it just feels so hard to do anything against this Clinks. Like, you walk anywhere, you try and get a D ward as a support, you're just gonna die. And Solo's like, okay, you got me. Yeah, it's tough. 20 minutes and right now the vision game, I mean, VP, they spent a ton of sentry wards up here on the top side of the map. This is where they wanted to play, and now it feels like they can't even head out there.
Yeah, now we start thinking about Roche too, as well as like the trading game. They've already smoked up on the Dire side. They kind of have Quakefoot playing a Grep Center. This is a bit of a weird smoke, but I guess VP were up top there. They've just kind of already read the situation and are responding appropriately. Maybe they can find something good here by kind of moving themselves into the back end of this smoke. Rezo, he needs a jump on, because like they don't have a straight save yet, right? So if he can just get a big jump on one of the cores, it would be nice. Unfortunately, he's only going to find Insania. Not really the target they wanted, but at least it's something.
Yeah, they made it
you
work.
want to force Roche. You have Egg. You have Oracle. You have Kunkka. There's definitely a world where if you're that desperate, you could, but that fight's still going to be so hard. And like you obviously are going to assume the guy has buyback on the Grimstroke too. So safely take your tower and try and establish some control in that top area as they keep circling on the map.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing is you got to pick back over that outpost as well. One thing I'm worried about is it feels like VP are actually running out of sentries. I can't look into the shop to see it, but Solo just had 3, used all of them. He sees this ward now and is finally going to take it down. That one would have made that fight a lot easier for them, but he only has 1 more left in the inventory here, and it's just going to TP away from Taiga.
Oh, that's going to connect as well. There you go. That's cute.
Yeah, with all these sentries on the map, like they're gonna sort of have difficulty trying to maintain vision. It feels like.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It would be nice to be able to see that. Pretty important in this game.
Yeah. Well, 12 to 19, 5k gold lead. Like you said, maybe thinking about a Roche in the near future. They finish off the BKB on DK. Saw how quickly he died before. As over towards mid, Inkswell onto Boxy,
yeah,
but
they thought about blinking him in right on the Kunkka. Oh, there's
wait a minute, no, the big jump finds the Oracle right at the start. Now trying to bring down Mickey. Is he going to die in time? Yes, he will. But now the turnaround. Oh, the Distorm on the DK. And they're trying to bring down the egg. They barely managed to, but Quakeba wasn't able to attack during all of that. They buy back on side. He's trying to get back into the fight. They've already killed off the TV. We have not seen a Sunder this game. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to make anything else happen here. In fact, if no one's not careful to jump forward, stun comes out. Boxy, he does have another spear, trying to find the angle. Instead, goes back and takes down Science. So Quakeba trying to escape will eventually be killed off. Everybody else from Liquid has died. It wasn't dieback on the Phoenix, but they can kill Boxy here. It makes it even more worth it. And the armlet toggling, no one able to find it. The torrent afterwards, punch. It's real deadly. Got to be careful about this one. He's trying to walk away. No one playing on tiptoes the other way around. But they have the root eventually. The Tidebringer punch. No one, got to be careful. Boxy looking like he might actually be able to escape from this one. He's got the blink away if he wants it, or he could go back in if he's a madman. He's not a madman.
Now is the time to voice line. I feel like these guys never appropriately voice line. Like, they just spent 3 heroes and all that time. That fight would have been so much worse if it was not from that halberd play from no one. That was crazy. He got that off 0.14 seconds before the BKB came out. Because I looked at the DK and I could have swore he was BKB before that noise came out. But it was like a fraction before. Just able to help ruin a little bit of his game, but unfortunately it wasn't a big enough win, and with the cooldowns and of course the meta being the big one, not there, no egg for a little bit as well. They will easily go into the Roche pit right now.
Liquid take it rather quickly. They do scan up on the high grounds. They know that this is happening. Gonna send in the illusion first. Resolution could go for a big jump in if he wants to.
They have to fight this. I don't think you can lose this.
He jumps in afterwards. He got this Spirit Vessel on him, but now the runaway. Gotta be careful. Arena down. It catches on to no one. The chase is coming in. Zayat gets saved. Actually uses his ulti as well. It's just gonna pop down afterwards. So they take down the egg. They use false promise on that one as well. And now they buy back on the Oracle. Axes on a Quakeba, but VP, I don't think they can take this fight anymore.
Yeah, and now it went from like trying to make sure they don't just get like a free Roach to make it even worse because they are giving away on top and forcing your own buybacks. Taiga with the chase down. Looking for a little bit more here. He's going to see quite a few heroes. I don't know if you guys want to fight this. I feel like Quakeba's in.
This is crazy. Quakeba jumps, chasing for more. They do bring down Taiga, but LTW has meta back up again. So they're trying to run and see if they can take this fight now that Liquid's used a couple of their ultis as well.
Scotty versus DK too.
Oh, that's big. That's real big. So they take down both. Ooh, Rezo trying to find Insania. Is he going to be able to get out of here? Dodges away from the stun. They're still stalking on this Grimstroke. Boxy on the other side, waiting for no one to come uphill and throws out that spear. It's like, all right, I don't want to be here anymore. Insania jumped on yet again. Does have the silences, have another round of Inkswell, but I don't think it's going to matter. The X pull him back in, and Liquid will lose 3 after claiming that Aegis.
All right, got a little bit messy after that, but they did at least keep the Aegis for themselves. I don't really blame them going high ground there. I can see how that does look like a good fight, but I guess in the end, even without the egg and everything, it
Yeah, and like it was prolonged enough that meta came back up in that time too, I guess. Well, Trent, where do we stand now? I mean, they've still got Aegis on Liquid, right? Like, do you play aggressive now?
I feel like they just don't want anyone else to die, like the rest of this game sort of situation.
Okay.
Like this Aegis should clear up the tier 2s. Probably not gonna be able to get you a set of racks. That's more like an Aegis and a cheese kind of play. But I think LTW is in a very scary spot right now. I'm definitely worried. If I was cheering for Liquid in this game, I would be like, I would just assume they've lost. I'd be like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You have that feeling like, oh yeah, my team's doing it. It's all going well. And then you start seeing this TB creeping up the net worth. Like, his game is looking very nice. I think an MKB is coming out for Mickey preemptively, though, which, you know, it's a TB game. So he's making the correct assumption that the Butterfly will be next.
Right. Well, and it's interesting, too. Like, I understand the, like, wanting to get as big as possible, trying to get, like, as stacked up as he can. But I feel like if LTW had a BKB, you know, next, maybe, like, he'd be able to get Sunder off, and I think that would change a lot of how his game looks, because we haven't really seen one get used in the early going to this.
Sunder's okay, but he also still has to worry about the Spirit Vessel. So, like, if he hasn't done... Actually, no, I'm not even sure if it affects Sunder. You know how those things go. I'm just going to assume it does. Who knows? Probably doesn't. But he's also worried about all the physical damage. That's why I think the Butterfly's better either way. It's just like... It's all right clicks, right? It's like... The clinks, the Weaver, even a lot of the... There is a lot of magical, sure, but at least he can be, like, helped out by that from the Fate's Edicts, as well as just, like, the Oracle.
Okay.
I like the Evasion.
Evasion sounds good. And I guess it will help, too, eventually, if Grimstroke does end up finishing off that Agnum Scepter, which Insania is getting closer to. It's getting closer. Trying to keep this tower alive as long as possible. But down bottom... Taiga with the spider legs, he's also getting close to his Agnum Scepter. So a couple big items coming out from Liquid.
Okay. I've confirmed it's an HP swap. It does not affect... I was like 90% sure I was wrong with that.
Okay.
That's why you know you're going to be wrong. So don't guys trying to Spirit Vessel your TBs, guys. Actually, still Spirit Vessel your TBs because like all his allies healing him, but not because of Thunder.
True enough. Just throw everything on TB and hope it all works out. That's how I play Dota, personally. Enchanted Quiver picked up now. This Orbit Destruction on TB sounds really nice, but you can see Liquid, for the moment at least, trying to dodge away from the action and just get into that next tier of items.
Your way around.
Yeah, Dragon Knight's going to have his halberd for the next fight too, most likely. And that could be another one of those game-changing things if you find the real TB at the start of it.
Yeah, and it's still kind of awkward, though, because like he hasn't scaled in a while, you know? He got like this BKB, that's pretty hype. Very good, but then you get this halberd, which just kind of feels like a chuck-away item. So like, all right, sweet, we stopped the TB, but if you mess that up, it's going to be really bad. Of course, no way to mess it up on the TB currently, because he has no way of dispelling it or blocking it with Magic Community.
Oh, careful, Boxty can throw out that arena right at the start if he wants his own BKB. Comes first, he's immediately TPing away.
That was
all right. That's not a fight they want to take.
Yeah, they met it. We're out.
All right, Liquid, run, hide, get out of there. Are they even gonna be able to get him? Doesn't look like it. Taiga, Sakuchi's again. Wow, big win.
Yeah, that was pretty sick, actually.
Jeez.
So they gotta hit the timer right now, right? Once that meta is now at half duration, the second that thing is over, they're just good to go.
You know,
go fight the tier 2.
I wonder if that was the plan the whole time, because the Aegis was just expiring too. So it's like they couldn't even really take that fight anyways. I guess they could have, but it might have gone bad anyways. Huh. Liquid with the big brain.
Probably just hoping for like 1 or 2 heroes, not the entire of them. Like if it's 5v5 right now, they still need that initiation on the Oracle, especially because now Solo is level 12, so he actually has the additional range.
Oh, no, he doesn't.
Yeah.
And it looks like Liquid are now going to try and play dodge away for at least a little bit. Weaver just now finishing his Agnum Scepter, loses his courier, as you sometimes do. Oh, nice little juke away there from Taiga. The juke by standing still. Nice. And they're grouping together to fight again. So they want to take this fight. Taiga hiding back behind the trees, scouts out everybody, sees, okay, there's several heroes over here. Mickey trying to find Solo. They get vision on him, find him right at the start with that spear afterwards. Now Quakeman jumps onto Solo, kills him off. The boat comes far too late, and no one's stuck on the outside of it. They get the silence now onto this Terrorblade, trying to control him, trying to bring him down. Resolution pulls back in Insania, but he manages to get the soul bind off. Again, IW
flawless.
What an amazing team fight from Team Liquid. No one is going to be controlled afterwards. Boxy's taking down Resolution. That was freaking clinical.
Yeah, you actually could
Unreal.
not draw this up any better. Everything perfect happened. They got the 3-man, I think, arena and the spear on the Oracle. Best case scenario. Oracle just blows up. Then they start Phoenix, who's trying to heal up the Terrorblade as well as like try and damage your guys. He's forced into an egg. While the egg is being focused by the DK and the Clinks, you then have the TB stunned for the whole duration. So the TB couldn't even take advantage of the fact that the 2 heavy hitters weren't able to target him because he was just stuck, just sitting there waiting.
And he was like right on the edge of the arena too. So I think a lot of those hits got blocked out or just didn't even go because he only did 800 damage in that fight, the Terrorblade. 18,000 net worth, 800 damage. Damn. Liquid. Now 30 kills to 19, but more importantly, taking this mid-tier 2 tower while simultaneously pressuring top. And this should clear up the rest of them. We're getting close to a Roche possible respawn.
One thing that's really scary now, though, is they have 3 cores with no BKBs on the Radiant side, and you have an arena with a 60-second cooldown. So like it's basically always up. You know, at this point in the game, in late game, a minute cooldown is pretty much nothing. That just means it's there for every team fight, you know?
Yeah.
And with no BKBs at all, that is a very scary sight.
You can see LTW going back for the Satanic. I guess this is that moment where you have to play around Metamorphosis cooldown. Like if they don't have meta, the fight just doesn't work. And even if they do have meta, it might not work. God, I don't know. I'm definitely concerned about VP right now. Liquid feel like they've kind of got their number at this point. They haven't transitioned into that like next big item for. Well, I guess they have the Aghanim Scepter on Grimstroke, so never mind. They got it.
Yeah, they have some pretty huge items right now. And now there's pressure on VP. They want to get the smoke play. Is the Weaver close enough for the save? Taiga, get going.
Tries to move it. Taiga's over there. Gets the save off. Oh, and now Quakebee's still taking a lot of damage from this one. The Scotty doing a lot of work as well. It will eventually bring him out. So even the broken Weaver axe.
Yeah, I thought Bokti would TP for the Blink.
Wait a minute. Look at the Dark Portrait. It's blowing them up. Oh my God. The Dark Portrait actually just killed Solo. Oh.
Yeah, he needs that Ghost Scepter. That is crazy. He just died so fast.
Dude, that was crazy.
Yeah, I thought if they got the heal, he was actually going to be okay, because I thought Boxy was going to like counter-initiate and things were going to go disasters to VIRTUS Pro, but they didn't commit the TPs. Boxy was just trying to run there as well, next to Mickey, I believe it was, so good play from VIRTUS Pro. Sure, you lose the Oracle, but you're going to get this tower, you're going to hold that outpost, and you're going to start thinking about Roche.
Well, Resolution is going to die. They glyphed there, so the rest of the team doesn't get in position to save him. And now they've kind of got their eyes on the rest of VP. They won't quite get there, but yeah, Roche respawns right at this point, and Solo realizing that that's up, and losing his courier right afterwards to Boxy. Are they going to try and take this? I mean,
yeah, there's no meta. They should definitely go. They should just instantly run into the pit.
This is so frustrating for VP, I'm sure.
And they're just gonna try and delay this. They're just gonna start like chucking torrents and whatnot in here and be like, we know they want to Roche.
Right.
So Liquid could do the old the sneaky smoke, but they've already kind of prepped for that with some observer and sentry vision to watch for the Clinks rotating around.
Right. The bugs get thrown out. That is gonna reveal to VP that, hey, this is going on. Throw out the fire spirits. Torrent afterwards doesn't connect onto Mickey. Have to be very wary. Centaur is back up in 10 seconds. Boxy pops his BKB for this, actually. This is crazy. Jumps forward, tries to find it. The Supernova up on the high ground. Great action. Do they have enough misses? Uphill? No. The egg is going to pop. No one being zoned out by Quake, but they still haven't taken Roche yet. And with Centaur back up again, they got to see if they can make this fight work. Heals coming in from the Oracle onto that Kunkka, but the jump forward, and they find the Oracle yet again solo in so much trouble. The Stampede to try and save all, but LTW, he's trying to finish off Roche in the meantime. Oh, the biggest play from LTW. Liquid don't know. They sneak it away from him. ILTW, I never said a bad word about you, I promise.
All right, that's pretty nice. This guy has Satanic, Aegis, and Cheese now. And a DD, perhaps. But Mick is going to... Mickey's like, does he have a ward?
Yeah, that's scary. You gotta be careful, buddy. Are they just going to go? I mean, they have
meta. He didn't use it. God, imagine he had gotten that DD. That actually would have been so bad.
The Dark Portrait was created, but is going to be taken down afterwards now.
Cool. That's so low, though. It's back in 20 seconds.
Boxy has Arena back up in 3. They're just trying to slow this down as much as possible, but VP now knocking on the high ground, and with this Aegis on LTW, they don't really have great answers for this right now. The disarm is there, the halberd trying to slow the pressure. Dude, ILTW doesn't get caught. It's not the right one. I don't know if this is going to work, guys. The silence is out there. Quakeba trying to find that back play. They managed to find the Oracle, though. Yet again, they're going to lose solo. Leash together, still living for the moment. They've already used the buff. The run buff is going to start wearing off soon. Zayat, Ghost Scepter, staying alive a little bit longer. LTW now turning on to Mickey. Another time lapse, keeping him alive. Yule Scepter lift up, but Mickey will go down. No buyback on the Clinks. Virtus Pro. They're not really under that much control, but they're going to get healed back up again by Zayat. And with this Aegis, ooh, Trent, I don't know, man.
The meta is leaving, though. They are such a good team at defending, though. Because, like, that was a TB. You would think they would have got the full set, but because they just have so many annoying things for a Terrorblade. Like the Breathe Fire when it's all base damage. Then you have, like, the constant stun just coming in from, like, the Ink Swalls or whatever. Just stacking on everyone, clearing through these creep waves, the Dark Portraits. So obviously still very good for Virtus Pro. But only got solo again. Like, the poor guy. He's still too poor for that Ghost Scepter. I swear it's been his quick buy for like 15 minutes. Someone can give this guy a lane, dude.
I mean, he's got the magic lamp now, I guess. Like,
okay, that's pretty awesome, actually.
That's something.
That's big.
Yeah.
Oh, the knife? Okay, we're getting some comeback items here on VP. I like it. The leveler? Oh, it's on the Dire.
That would have been terrifying. Spell Prism for VP as well.
Ooh, who takes that? Phoenix? I don't even know. Centaur, maybe?
I'm not sure.
Let's go with man. They actually have all really good heroes for the Spell Prism. All right, Kunkka's definitely taking it.
Okay. I wonder if he goes Aghanims later on. Could be nice. But yeah, they're just trying to get the last of these items, it looks like. But they have that Aegis for another 2 minutes, and that means there'll be one more round of Metamorphosis, most likely. And ILTW finishes off a Rapier. Okay.
Good call.
Dude,
like,
no
Nietzsche play.
This guy is insane. Who needs
I think that makes a lot of sense with how this game's going. I don't think I want to go like another Roche round versus them and try and like sneak that in and everything. All right, Solo's got the magic lamp. Can someone please let him farm the creep wave for this Ghost Scepter?
They got to get their buy. I don't know. I guess buyback's not even super relevant anymore necessarily. Like once you got the Rapier on LTW, but does that mean that they have to like push it now and make use of this Aegis? Like how? I don't know. Maybe it doesn't matter.
I mean, it's a slow push with no boots. This he's going.
Yeah, he's moved.
Last item is the Shaco.
Did he sell his boots? Because he doesn't have them anywhere else, right?
Yeah, I think he sold them for the Rapier. And he was pretty close to 0 when he got that Rapier, so.
Dude, what a freaking madman. Okay. 9,000 gold lead for Liquid, but it is Virtus Pro with, hypothetically, a win condition here.
It's like the Urukai coming to Helm's Deep. It's so slow, but they're marching across this field. You know what's coming. What's going on, guys? We going?
I mean, they need to come up with an answer.
They're looking for the backline play from Boxy. Where's the Oracle?
Dude, they ping immediately. They know they're like, go in your little hole, Solo. Get away. Dark Portrait's coming for him. But it's instead going to not find it. The ping, Grimstroke realizes, okay, he's over there. We got an idea, but they find Tanya. Ready to start Boxy. Finds the Phoenix in return and try and bring down Boxy. He hides on the other side of the arena, doing no damage right now. Koifa, though, getting completely eviscerated by this Terrorblade. He's getting destroyed, trying to run away. Can they bring him down in time? They will. The Supernova goes off. This one will not be taken care of. It will pop 2 dead, 90 seconds, no buyback, and VP ready to go again.
Ah, terrible. It's still a hero, ladies and gentlemen.
It's just how it's firing. The turnaround, though. No, the dark portrait, they got him out. TW is going to drop. They just expired. They got him. Oh, my God. Ewell Scepter lift up. Liquid and pulling a fast one. Make the play of the day. And now Mickey, he doesn't have the rapier, actually. Who is it that has the rapier? The chase forward, looking for Mickey, trying to bring him down. He is in some trouble. Dies to retaliate.
Oh, Phoenix has it. Zion's has it. Taiga has it.
Oh my God. Dude, Taiga's a monster now. Get away from this freaking Weaver. He can't deal with the time lapse. No, Ewell Scepter. Reaction time comes out. Tries to get away. Time lapse, run away with the Grim Stroke. They've got that ink swell. Right clicks coming through. Isn't enough? It is. A double kill for the 4 Weaver. Give that man a tip.
Oh, that was so smart to Ewell's first, because the faster cast time compared to the ulti, or he definitely would have died.
Dude, I can't believe that. The rapier trading going back and forth. And now Liquid, Weaver's a damage dealer now. Get him the leveler.
Portrait is so good. Way to go, Insania. Just go Aether right into that Aghanims. Like,
Yeah.
That game, by all rights, should have been over.
Oh, and the timing of the Aegis. I can't believe that was so well timed by Liquid and Virtus Pro just not respecting the aggression that came out.
I wonder if you can dig on that. You probably can.
It's Magic Comedian.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I think that's why they changed that, because they used to be able to, if I'm not mistaken. Could be wrong about that too. Anyways, 23,000 net worth lead, 42 minutes in, and Liquid all of a sudden...
So wait, is there any counter to it then?
Punch it?
Seems pretty good. I guess that's why they had to give it 100% extra incoming damage or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That is quite scary.
Yo, Taiga is now the 2nd highest net worth in the game. He's actually it's a crazy damage dealer now.
The Ninja Gear is actually so good on this hero too. All that agi and some movement speed to help out because you never invest in boots anyway.
I will say,
sneaking around.
I want to see Mickey give him the leveler. Taiga's the damage dealer now.
Is he though?
Dude, he's got a rapier.
Some strafe and whatnot though.
That's a good point. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. All right, so what do we have? I mean, God, what the hell do you do now if your VP went all? I guess Terrorblade, he bought boots now, so that's something. He's going to be able to sort of split push as much as possible. They didn't even get the tier 3 tower. It's still alive on 35 HP. Send an illusion in there. Go punch that thing.
All right, well, they can chain stun this Weaver to death. It could happen. You know, he's a... Okay, well, he's a 10-second BK. They can still do it. 2,400 HP, it's possible. Probably what you're looking at, though, if you had to think of something. They will get the tower.
Nice. Get some decent damage onto those range wrecks as well. But yeah,
I definitely thought they lost. 90 seconds on the 2 cores with a rapier TV, and then this dark portrait just seals the game.
That was insane. Well, it was that and the hex from Mickey, and I mean, it actually was just those 2 that did it. Oh, Roche respawned in 5 seconds. Check it again. Check it again. Check it again.
Solo.
No, that would have been
ping. Box is picking.
Check.
I mean, who would check a 5-second roast spawn though?
Unreal. Dude, a mixture of a little bit of misplay earlier by VP and now a little bit of bad luck, and they're gonna miss out on. Well, I mean, I don't even know if they could have roast right then, anyways. Liquid's moving out on the map.
I don't think it's that free. There is good vision up here. Mickey can see no one.
Ooh. Careful.
They're so busy pushing out waves, they actually haven't put any of their vision back on the Radiant side for Virtus Pro. They're kind of blind. They have an Observer Sentry combo near the Roche pit, but they don't have anything up in their own high ground area.
Yeah, and I think that's why you see them back away, because they had an idea that Liquid was maybe going to make that move. I mean, you just got to know at that point that it's something that could happen. Bottom is going to be pressured out again, so VP are going to have another round of being able to force them back, but I don't know if it's actually going to work. Liquid are here. They're going to try and take Roche.
Pressure.
And it's just gone. Happens too quickly. Quakefa takes the Aegis. Does Taiga deal with it? I don't care if you have a rapier.
Yeah, Foxy's going to go with the refresher. I thought I might give that to Quakefa, but I guess he doesn't feel like he's...
So am I crazy for still feeling like a chance in this game? Because it still feels like with Terrorblade being so stacked up and like, I don't know. I've seen this hero wins games where it didn't happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the new TV is like, I feel like that was like with the old Reflection, those things were possible. You know, I feel like he got carried pretty hard by that with some of the talents. But now his talents aren't that incredible. But he can still do it simply because he's 8 seconds Sunder. There's 8 seconds Sunder. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah. And he buys another rapier. Where's this guy getting all this money from?
He's the only one hitting creep waves. Look at that net worth chart.
I guess that's true. Okay. Well, we're back. 47 minutes. And I don't know when Liquid are going to feel comfortable going high ground. Because, like, you run into the boat, you run into Centaur, like, up on the high ground's annoying to deal with. I feel like this is still not an easy game for Liquid to close out. You gotta be careful with their movement. Ezo, spots Mickey. Ooh. Jump away, gem, no gem.
I feel like scything no one would be a nice way to start these fights, too. Because he's the only one with the BKB still, right? My problem is I still have to deal with...
No. That's true.
This is looking like the old team Liquid. Let's get 60k lead before we go high ground, guys. I thought they were off this.
They still got room to grow. You know, you can't take the Liquid out of Liquid.
Who doesn't love a little nostalgia, you know?
Yeah. Oh, Dragon Knight holding on to that claw. So level 25s.
Whoa. Hold up.
What?
Is Dark Portrait debuff? Could it be affected by Timeless Relic because it's a unit target?
Maybe?
It shouldn't, because it's an illusion creation. Even if it's targeted on a unit, I don't think it'll be increased. But, you know, I never claim to be an expert on these things.
Okay, that's a weird one.
I could see a broken coding as to how that could occur, you know?
Sure.
But
it sounds crazy.
Like most illusions... Yeah, nah, it should be fun. That doesn't work, right? Or we'll assume it won't work like that.
Yeah, we'll assume.
Yeah.
I just opened the levels tab to check who's 25, and I just realized Solo is level 16. Dude has been struggling.
Guys gotta read a little bit more, you know?
Yeah, become a smart guy. No one tries to jump away, and he will be able to back out of there. Resolution does a quick little sneaky take of the outpost.
Oh, he actually got him. They canceled his TP.
Oh no. Rezo. All right, he's just going to go high.
50. Oh, but wait.
Bugs. Oh, God. Jesus. Oh, my God. Resolution will never know how close he was to death. He might have seen the bugs, actually. I don't know. That's one of those weird lighting effects. Yeah. That shows up through there.
Like, Solo's like, all right, we're just going to smoke to Rezo. It's our only option right now. He's stuck.
Ooh, Mars took the Arena of Blood grants 80 HP regen. That's kind of cool. Anything else that is coming out here? Kunkka just hits level 25, Ghost Ship Fleet immediately. Across the river from Boxy. Torrent almost connecting, but not quite. And that is going to be both outposts going to the Dire. So Liquid picking up more experience.
And Solo wept. 950. How much would that be for him? That's that is almost an entire level for this guy at this point. Come on, he's 1300 for a level. That's like 70%.
That's
help the guy out.
You better at least get the tome. Actually, probably not. You probably give it to like somebody else who's going to be close to a big talent.
I mean, the poor guy's still buying wards.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I got to save up for another rapier here, buddy.
He's still want a Ghost Scepter.
Oh, the Agnum's got changed, didn't it?
Who?
For TV. Now he gets it as Tearaway becomes its own ability. Because he's got the Aghanims queued up now on ILTW.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah. What does it now? Tearaway releases a wave after a short delay that travels outwards, fearing any enemies. Cast time 0, effect delay 0.6, fear duration 3.75, cooldown 90 seconds.
You still only get it when you're in meta, though, right? If I'm not mistaken, I think that there's something like that.
That is correct. You have to be in meta to have the ability.
It is kind of cool, though, because the main place that I've seen it is with a puck. But I guess here in this instance, it would be pretty good too. Like if you have Taiga that's Sakuchin or something, suddenly he has to run away really fast.
And also like the arena and everything too is just like trying to break up that big kind of like area control initiation that they have. Considering you're still, I guess they have the Tentacles BKB now as well for LTW, so that's not really as big of a concern now.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I think we're still a little lost right now.
Yeah, that's what's so strange about it, because by all rights, they should be in super dominant position. Maybe they're just waiting for the next Roche, I guess? Or maybe they're like, we just want to get 60-minute items?
They do like chilling. Again, this was their old go-to. What was like, all right, go ahead. You guys want to fight, that's fine.
The thing that I am noticing, though, is that, like, you see how big that lead is, right? 23,000, it sounds good. Boxy's floating 4K gold. Taiga's floating 4K gold. Insania doesn't really have much, but Mickey is 6,000 gold. So the actual the actual effective lead here
they have no lead. They actually have no lead. You're right. That is very interesting. All right, Satanic's finished. There's something.
Yeah. But when you have that much of a gold lead and all of your current gold is like out the wazoo, it's kind of weird. I guess also you do have it on a decent amount on Kunkka and TB as they're saving for buyback.
Yeah, I was about to make the same case. Like they still have kind of a similar thing going. Maybe that's what I was going for, the cheap buyback, but now I just looked and you actually can't afford it anymore, so never mind.
Poor guy. Holding this high ground, Liquid gonna pressure down bottom, hope to find somebody moving out of position. That sort of wait and see if you can catch somebody that's making a bad move rather than trying to force a bad high ground initiation. That seems like it's the call for Liquid right now, but Virtus Pro not going to oblige them, at least as yet.
Yeah, they have the better initiation on Liquid still, I think. Like, if they were ever split up, someone could just die so fast because they have, like, instant stuns between, like, even just, like, a Blink Hex or a Blink DK stun is still pretty hard to react to with your BKB. Even you have that as a defensive option, and then you obviously have, like, the Scythe. Even the Spear can kind of go the same way, too. So you know they're going to be forced to 5-man outside of Virtus Pro, whereas they have, like, a little bit more wiggle room on the side of Liquid, and they're kind of flexing that somewhat to try and grow this lead. The lead's not growing very much, though. That is for sure. It is, like, crawling away from the side of Virtus Pro, and sometimes it falls back towards them as well, just because, like, how fast the TB can clear, like, every neutral camp.
Yeah, and he can send those illusions out to farm in places you wouldn't otherwise be safe to do it. Like, this wave right here, normally you wouldn't be able to get this freely.
Yeah,
so
and
TB...
it's putting pressure on Liquid, too, because, like, now they have to come and push this out.
Yeah.
They have pretty good wave pushers, though. Like, their heroes are terrible.
I would be shocked if a Blitz Dota coach team would have bad wave slish.
Yes, that's true. Wave shove, I believe, is the preferred term.
Sorry, my bad. All right, what do we got now?
Who is Blitz?
That's so funny. Freaking Zayats. He's such a troll. How we've moved from being like, absolute, 100% try hard mode to, now, or rather,
I believe
switching
you call
around.
that online.
Yeah.
So that's what happened.
Fair enough. So Aghanim Scepter done for the TB. Let's go. He's like, I don't need a buyback. Who cares? Come at me. He buys the whole thing, including the freaking synth.
All right, I look forward to the giant fear. Can they? They don't have any real abuse for it.
No.
Like a breakup.
The one thing I will say is that I feel like it should have a cooler particle effect attached to it. You ever play Diablo 2 back in the day?
Yep.
Do you remember fighting Diablo in the Throne of Destruction? And there's like those giant fire wraiths that came out?
Yeah, like rings and waves, and I think ring would be pretty hype.
That would be awesome if it was like green. I want to see that.
Not that you could tell what any of them were on the monitors.
True enough.
What any of those effects looked like.
All right, Dark Portrait was used, but it's back off cooldown again in a second. X onto Boxy. The beginnings of a fight, but the blink away comes. And no torrent connection.
Damn, that was bold. Not to BKB. Boxy was like, no, I got this.
I know the timing. There is something to be said for like a slightly delayed Kunkka X pullback, because like you expect the timing, you know? Oh, wait a minute. They're taking this outpost. They want to hold this for the Roche fight. Virtus Pro holding the outpost for the moment. There's no other towers to go towards. The main instrument for coming back in against buybacks.
They have the ink portrait fighting the reflection. The conjure image, rather. Insanity is using it as a scout.
Interesting.
That's Mick. Okay, they force out the time lapse. It's only a, 16-second cooldown, so no big deal.
Yep. Still hanging on to a lot of damage from the Weaver, but they're just going into the pit and they're taking this.
Oh, they got him out, though. Nice spear by Boxy.
Ooh, danger, danger. Gotta be careful. They drop down the arena as well. Metamorphosis is half duration left. They gotta finish this time. The delay coming from Liquid. I mean, sort of the Hex pulls him back in, but the spear was also used at the same time. Boxy from 2 of the arenas ready to go in just a second, but they have the BKB out as well. Trying to take down the Roche. It is gonna go down. LTW gets the Aegis. Tygale under control and seeing if they can find that kill. It's not quite gonna be there in time, but they're just running into that ghost ship. Over and over. Nobody dead yet. Solo's still living. He's up on the high ground. Gotta be careful.
Remember.
Gotta run, gotta hide. Boxy throws up the spear. Somehow he finds Solo. Yet again, time lapse pulls Boxy back into it.
Bad refresher on the TV.
And they kill him off in time. They're trying to bring him down. Thunder comes out from LTW, but he's gonna die. So that's first life down. Can he live through a second time? If he wants to, they're not gonna go. With that refresher, it's too scary.
Gem, though. Someone send the courier. Oh, so buybacks on both Noah and Solo. No buybacks forced out of Team Liquid. And the age is gone. I'm not sure. Did you find the cheese or the Aghanims?
No. Oh, wait. Boxy has eggs.
Oh, that's new, I believe. Yeah. And he probably got the cheese. Maybe it got munched by someone.
Could have been. Yeah.
Oh, wait. Never mind. I can see it. Foxy used the cheese and Tiger used the cheese. So, okay. There we go.
Boxy with the big move.
Yeah. He got the... And he used his old refresher shard, whereas they still have the refresher shard left on the TV from this one.
Now, be very careful. Sunray, repair kit. Always like to see that one. And the Dark Portrait's beating away at this tower. They need to deal with that. Stun comes out. Quick. The spear pulls them back in. What a freaking baller! They blow up the buyback. What a play! The Hex is there. They're controlling this Terrorblade. He's dead. That's it. That's all, folks. GG, well played. Liquid, close it out.
Man, even with all of his physical attributes, he just got annihilated by their heroes. When it's 5 heroes beating on you like that, he got hexed into a Grimstroke stun, and that was just it. Liquid, patience is a virtue.
5 seconds remaining.
Is theirs to win, and Liquid find their one way to get a W, which is the Dark Portrait reveal from Grimstroke. It was the reveal, right? They didn't know
believe
he
it was,
had it.
yeah. I believe
Because you would play around it, right? And VP, in theory, it's tough because Dota's happening in real speed, so you don't have a minute and a half to just think, okay, guys, how could they win this fight?
Yeah.
But if you think about it, there really isn't another way for Liquid supports to find that damage. It's just unsuspected, and that's, you don't want to be surprised as you're pushing high ground.
Well, this draft is kicking back off, but do you know why I want another game again? Because I get the benefit of sitting in this chair and looking at you guys. First, Kyle sat down there right in front of the TV watching everything that's going on, and your reactions throughout that game was just, you got T-Dub looking here and he's just...
Yeah.
all these mini reactions I get to view while enjoying the game.
I'm a very passionate man with
I can see it. That's why I love it so much. It's like, Kyle's getting...
the annoying... He lost. It's like, the notes are just... You know what? That can just go down there for now.
So,
There we go.
The professional analysts, we don't take notes. We just watch the game and just absorb that information.
So, okay, wait a second. Out of the panels we have then, that means two professional analysts are you and Hairy Freak.
Well,
go on, Carl, yeah. Fight back from that one, huh?
What's that supposed to mean?
I don't know. I'm just thought I'd be like a little hype man. Go, fight.
His reactions just keep coming even when he doesn't want to.
He's actually developing a lot as a panelist. He's saying more nonsensical, non sequiturs, more facial expressions.
Carl's under pressure right now. He knows that I bring in the notebook. I'm bringing the actual live
You just threw your notebook to the side.
Because the game's over. This
week's just starting. Once again, Liquid ban techies. Love to see it. I was pleading with Will. I think he might have just been trolling me, just trying to make it sound like they weren't going to do it. Like, oh, you can't. He
wanted you to come on and do exactly this. So you talk about first him and you talk about Liquid in more detail. He's like, I know. I'll tell Kyle that I'm not going to ban out techies, and then he'll keep droning on about it. And then when he comes on here, we have to take it all for himself. Like, I made him do that.
That's an interesting point.
Blitz has probably gamed you here for once, Kyle.
My concept of what your opening 4 bans are heroes that benefit the enemy team a hell of a lot more than you. Cool. It's just better if it's not in the game. Yeah. So if there's a hero the enemy side really likes and you don't play it at all, that's a go-to ban right there.
I'm all for it. I don't want to see any techies come into play. I want to see more games like
Toby
that.
was messaging me like, Kyle, shut up. Why are you spreading all this toxicity? I'm like, dude, techies pickers are toxic.
Okay, we saw the game. Everyone saw the game, right? If it's used in the right team environment by the right players, you're not going to see it in pub games. I get that, right? Well, pub people will try it, and they'll fail miserably like I do in my games. But in general, you need to have a lot to make that work, and teams like VP can when others certainly can't.
No, it's not that at all, Banks. It's just literally there's one guy who played 500 games of techies, and he's like, ha, guys, I know what to do. I really don't. I mean, look, there's an element to playing around it, but from talking to like EG members about TI5, Aoi really knew how to play techies. He had a boot camp with PPD's brother and learned how to techies. The EG guys weren't there for that. They weren't sitting over his shoulder like, okay, Aoi, how do you place your mines again? They're just like, he's just gonna do stuff. They gave interviews sheepish, like, yeah, I mean, techies, I guess, is pretty good, because they're not even looking at that half of the map. They don't know what the hell is going on.
Where's Lizard when you need him? See, I had this whole discussion because I said to him, I was like, is it just broken? And he gave me the whole, this is what we're looking at, is it needs to be utilised in the right way. It needs to be played around the team.
But that's the thing, right? You talk about like the right way. It's also the fact that teams, they're like playing into comfort, knowing what they play against, or like what are their timings. So techies, you never scrim against that. You only play in your pubs with the random guy who's muted himself and like all chatting.
It's sort of it's sort of like if you ever get into a street fight, right? Or you're thinking about maybe it's going to happen. Okay. You don't do anything wild. Don't square up. Okay, you got to do something unexpected, right? Just take off all your clothes. Start screaming like a banshee. No one's gonna mess with you, right? Because like, holy shit, what the hell? This guy's wearing a G-string.
But then what happens if he's charging as well? And then it's like a naked fight. Then what happens there?
That's not how it will work. They're gonna run away from you. Trust me, guys. Try it out.
Twitch chat, please do not listen to these idiots when it comes to this side of things. If you do get in any vulnerable position where you have to fight with someone, just act like you're defenseless, like, oh no, I'm not ready for it. And then you can either make you run away because they'll be confused by it, or you can defend the first incoming attacks that come in.
Material objects are replaceable.
Look, guys,
yes, exactly. Get out of there.
It'll be fine. Ember Spirit first picked by VP, and they just hand Liquid the Grimstroke. You gotta. This is the confidence they have with Grimstroke when you consider they give away arguably the #1 core. Definitely one of the most picked, and bang, Grimstroke Mars. Whenever I have Boxy on my team, I'm down to play Mars.
Yeah.
And now you got Catch.
After what we saw, it makes perfect sense.
The same
They're getting it again.
It works.
I think they got 1 and 4 last time, so you know.
The difference here, though, for VP is they've now got a mechanism in which you can kind of bait out these spells, right? You walk up high ground with the Ember Spirit, like they throw out an arena or whatever, you can then disengage with Spirit, and then you can take the next fight, right? Like before, they didn't really have that way of wasting spells, right? Like in a team fight, it's just, spells are thrown. Like you've got the Mars countering the Centaur, like your normal way of disengaging is somewhat already counted from the Mars pick. So, yeah, I like the concept of how they've opened up their draft, knowing that most likely they'll pick Grim Mars.
I'm saying nothing.
Yeah.
Car's head does it all.
It's all about the lane with the Doctor. After that, you're just a purple man running around doing minimal stuff.
I'm just saying Liquid already have a pretty decent edge just because the 5s when it comes to the game as it scales. Because Witch Doctor, sure, if you have this absolutely insane game like Slayer did for Na'Vi the other day, yeah, you get a Dagon and Ags and whatever.
Yeah, but that's like a 1 in 100,
exactly,
1,000 million game.
Realistically, Grimstroke, and part of the reason Liquid like it so much is because you have 3 different methods of soft disable. So you have a silence, you've got a stun, you've got your Q slows, you've got wave clear, but your ulti represents, double stuns. And when you have Boxy, Mars also one of the few heroes with multiple forms of control. The arena plus the spear. So you just have that catch advantage right now, and it opens up the draft for everything else they like to do. Because their other 2 cores, Mickey and Koif, are quite versatile.
But I guess so we don't beat on it too much. I think for VP though, you have speed, right? Which he likes to just play aggressive. Ignore the ult. Coconut, Malady. You got ways to constantly want to take fights. So Liquid, technically might be a little bit slower. Technically, right now, there are still 3 picks either side, but I'm not trying to say it's good. I'm just saying that.
Witch Doctor didn't have time to get his clothes on today. You think he?
But that's the point, right? He's so quick. He's like, I don't need no clothes. Waste of time. What do I need? Speed.
That's what I'm talking about with the nonsensical non sequiturs. It's just a whole bunch of nons.
This guy's just under pressure. That's what I'm feeling.
Me? You're grasping for straws, T-Gov.
This is classic defense, Kyle. Classic defense. And your grin shows it. Sorry, go on.
We're trying to...
Willow. Yeah, no, really nice. Really nice. Yeah, that's really
Come on.
good.
Dark Willow and Mars, a classic Liquid combination.
Dark Willow as well.
The fear into the spear with the arena already down, and they start running into walls, taking heavy damage, and just really solid pick. Also nice against the Witch Doctor because you have a cancel for the channeling ult, and if you go Ethereal or Shadow Realm or whatever, you stop taking hits from the ultimate.
And the main thing as well is that you've pretty much already solidified your team fight for a draft. So now you don't really need to think too much about okay, so how are we actually going to approach this? And your tier 3 defense will be so easy. So even if VP is some hypermobile, low cooldown, run at you style lineup, when they get to that high ground, these 3 heroes alone will pretty much deal with that.
And also sets up for a Morphling. You go Ags Morph, take over the Dark Willow, and start pounding from the back lines, 1,500 range. It's so stupid. It's one of the dumbest mechanics in Dota is these dumb Morph Ags interactions, but it's always a possibility when you see the Willow.
I think that's what Valve need to introduce, actually. Do you know how they're trying to get rid of Smurfs? Any duo queue that goes Morph Shake or Morph Willow, ban them.
Banned.
It's not allowed, yeah? Okay,
it'd be so much easier. That's the filter you need, right?
Agreed.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I love the Void Spirit just because it provides not only more control, but reach. And you see Pugna Witch Doctor, you think, all right, we got to get the hell on top of these guys. Yeah. Plus, your 2 supports, Grim Willow, do a lot better in fights if they have space. Because they have so many spells to cast. They offer so much damage and control. You want to allow them to play as easy as possible. And this gives you that tool. Centaur,
I
comfort for VP, but I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I think with the Void Spirit as well, I just like how strong yours Ags build is this game.
Yeah.
The value of that silence against these heroes will rip through them.
Exactly.
Yours defensively against Centaur, or even aggressively against Centaur is really strong. Ember, very strong. And now it's going to be very scary for VP that even if they do get these earlier moves, they are going to have a big amount of teamfight they have to eat through. And I just don't know if they're tanky enough or even do enough damage right now.
Because look at Liquid's just immediate burst. That's the difference here. Where VP, you might land a Centaur stun, but where is the actual burst damage come in? Like, you don't have enough. Whereas Liquid can just straight up pop someone, like straight off the bat. And if you try to defend that guy, well, you still have the Arena, the Soulbind, the Willow. Like, there's so much more that they can throw at you after these cheap cooldowns are spent.
This even seems like Liquid is just going to come out even heavier, right, in a bigger style right now. How is VP going to fix this?
But like, when we say fix, I think for now it's more the fact that like Liquid, when we described how they win things, like we spoke about Yule's Ags, the Mars, like the item side of it, right? For VP, you can pretty much play this game in the first 15-20 minutes with not really with like any big items. You get 1-2 small items, and your ability to play the map is very strong compared to Liquid, where they can play off their first level 6 timing, maybe defend an objective, but they're still like, wait a second, we can't do anything too proactive until we have these bigger items, right? So that's where the pacing is very different in this draft.
And I really liked they banned, that's a TA ban last, right? Because that's the
It's an out.
difference. What?
It's a way out, sorry. Like, a way out
I thought you said out. I was like, what?
Wait, what?
That doesn't look right.
Because TA just gives you a win condition. Like, there's no game where a super overfarmed Aegis TA with Blink Death for like 15 minutes can't just straight up win a game. And they replaced the TA in this sense with DSF, but it's just more difficult because you don't take over games by yourself like a TA. You don't offer the same map vision, and you're not as durable. You also need this BKB early on. So
Injured band?
I'm not sure.
Okay, because I was thinking like maybe you just put like the Void Spirit in the carry role, put like a low druid mid, and
well, you definitely Void Spirit safe now. I think.
Yeah,
You don't want Void against
Yeah,
SSF.
that's
It
exactly
just
what-
gives away a free lane. And even better.
Oh, okay. Do you know the best thing about?
Dirty.
Okay, so Liquid, they're pretty filthy team. So back in like maybe like half a year ago, like they were always like, oh, these guys are gonna Husker or Brood. Like it was always built into you. But this game, the reason why Brood's so strong is you force your Shadow Fiend into the side lane, so it completely collapses the concept of laning for VP.
Yeah.
You have to put your Centaur mid, and at that point it's like, even though Centaur has a good game, you now have some weird like Shadow Fiend Pugna off lane or something.
And,
like,
and you don't have burst, so Brood's always going to get the BKB ult off, heal himself up to full. And Liquid's heroes, like we said, they have so much chaos. Like they all of these 4 heroes pre-Brood have multiple spells that either deal damage, create, or stun. So you're going to just go in, full divide, and VP are going to scramble, and then there's a spider on the back line. Witch Doctor and Pugna just feed to Brood, and yeah, you can lane the Ember against him. So it's not going to be terrible for Virtus Pro, but the problem is that you don't really have a tool of taking towers or regaining map control if Liquid get their hands on it. And you lose this mid tower before 10 minutes, this game gets really, really hard for Virtus Pro.
I just think it's rough in general. I don't think there's going to be one glimmer of hope in this game for VP. Maybe out of a big misplay where you somehow can, like, they can't even hit Roshan, right? Like these types of games where you're at such a disadvantage.
Yeah.
Roshan's out, and unfortunately not. So
you're saying VP's at disadvantage? That means you're going Liquid?
Yeah, I'm going with the spider.
I'll definitely go Liquid as well.
Koifa, and I don't mean this as an insult, is one of the least honorable mid players, you know? There's certain people that say, oh, you want to SF me? All right, give me Puck. Give me Quap. No. It's a Broodmother game, boys, and it's about taking the W, not having a fair lane experience.
Banteki's pick Brood win game.
Okay, that seems to be the way it's going. Are they going to get another win, and are they going to make us have another 2-0 here in the opening playoff stages? Liquid seem to be the favourites with the panel, but Lyrical and Trent, what do you guys make of it? You in for another 60-minute game, or you think it's going to be a lot faster?
I mean, it might be a lot faster. It's going to be a lot nastier no matter what. These panelists are right that Brood is disgusting. Trent, I can't believe that they did this to him. It's gross.
It's good. They needed something, right? I'm so glad it wasn't just some like pain or I don't know. Just I like this. You have the pick. Gotta fly.
You.
Get ready. Both the Meepos and the Broods. Just take first pick and let someone else show you how to play some Dota. So.
Wretched fools have no idea. That make a big mess. That make a big mess.
I don't know what I was expecting.
30 seconds to battle.
A beautiful soul for my collection.
Yep.
The battle begins.
You should have known better. Know your place. A flash of inspiration.
Yep. Okay.
more than chance and charms, you imbecile.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
This reward transcends expectation. My thanks will come later, when you least expect it.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
My path leads to riches.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower has been denied.
I'll take that.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen.
Shamed in searing heat. The journey ahead.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant are scanning. Radiant's courier has been killed.
Just what the doctor ordered.
Dire are scanning.
Damage.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Good one takes me.
I'll take that.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Visibility.
What? Down already?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Come later, when you least expect it.
Radiant are scanning. Dire's top tower is under attack.
I amplify my impact.
Dire are scanning. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
You should have known better.
Arcane power. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Are scanning.
on.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is falling. Dire are scanning.
This pleases me to no end.